Hey team, it's Kirk Miller with Dragonfly Athletics. In today's training session, we're going to take a look at the permissions and invitation system in the Dragonfly Storm network. Now, this system allows you to control access to who has access to your games, what games can you download, or what games can you send to other teams, as well as going through the process of inviting someone who is not part of the Storm network to trade video with you. So let's get started. First, I'm going to open Storm. Okay, and if you remember from some of our other training videos, you have the My Locker Room section, the Downloaded Locker Room section, and the other members of your athletic conference or other athletic conferences. So when you click on another school, let's take a look at the permissions between my school and another school called Dragonfly North. So when you're logged into Storm, you'll notice up here in the top left, you'll see the school that you are, your name. So I'm logged in as Dragonfly East. And my conference is the Dragonfly Conference. And if I click on Dragonfly North, and I'm going to click Men's Football at Dragonfly North, the Men's Football Locker Room at Dragonfly North is what comes up. And up here in the right-hand side are the permissions between me and Dragonfly North. So let's take a detailed look at what these permissions mean. You'll notice this says DFN, and DFN is the abbreviation for Dragonfly North. Grants to Dragonfly East, list permission, download permission, and send permission. So Dragonfly North is giving me the ability to list all of their lockers. And that's the reason that I can see all of these lockers that they have in their locker room, because I have list permission. Also, they are giving me download permission. So, for instance, if I come down and click on the quad threat, I have a download link, and that's because they're giving me download permission. So let's click download, and you'll notice that this begins. Next, they are giving me send permission. Now the send permission is just a little bit counterintuitive. What that means is that Dragonfly North is granting me the ability to send games to them. Security is very important on the Storm network, and we don't want games to simply show up in your locker room without you having some type of relationship with that other school, and therefore you have to grant another team the ability to send games to you. And that's what Dragonfly North has done for me. They have given me the ability to send games to them. And if you hover over all of this, it will explain this in a little further detail. So view is granted, download, send, tells you what those can do. And those are the reasons that I can see content, download content, and send content to Dragonfly North. Now, on the other hand, what permission am I, as Dragonfly East, giving to the school Dragonfly North? And so let's take a look here at the other permissions. And you'll notice that I am not giving Dragonfly North any permission. So if Dragonfly North clicks on me in the tree, they're not going to see any lockers, they're not able to download any lockers, and they are not able to see lockers or send lockers to me because I have not given them any permission to do so. Now let's take a look at how we would change that if I want to give Dragonfly East the ability to download lockers or send lockers to me. I'm going to go ahead and click the permissions link, and I will click send lockers. So Dragonfly North will be able to send lockers to me, they will be able to download lockers from me, and they will be able to see my locker list. Now commonly most schools have all three permissions set, and if you want to implement further security and really control what games another school can download, you can use what we call the send method, and that is where you do not give them download permission but rather grant each other send permission. And simply the way that works is you send them a game, they send you a game, but neither of you can download lockers from the other one, and that simply gives you a little bit more control over exactly who, what, when, and where games are sent out. Now in my case, we're friends and have conference policy with Dragonfly North that require me to share video with them openly, so I'm going to go ahead and click that they do have the ability to download my lockers. I'll click the apply button, and it takes approximately 20 to 30 minutes for those permissions to be propagated throughout the network. And you'll notice when I did that, a couple of transfers showed up down here. I'm going to go ahead and hit done on that and cancel that transfer. They're sending me something that I don't actually need. Let's open up the permissions one more time. Now you'll notice this says Dragonfly East football grants to Dragonfly North men's football. So if you want to change sports, you can simply click, say, basketball and basketball. And here, Dragonfly East men's basketball is granting to Dragonfly North men's basketball the following permissions. Okay, so that is how you set permissions between schools that are on the Dragonfly Storm network. But let's say that you're needing to trade video with a team that is not currently on the Storm network. How would you do that? Well, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to send that other school an invitation. So if you go up here to the Send Invitation button, it will simply tell you to find the school that you are looking for in the tree here. So let's take a look and see if we can find. I want to trade with Fisher College in the Sunrise Athletic Conference. So if I type in FISH, it finds that college, and then I can click on football. And you'll notice it's telling you that this school, you can invite them as a guest simply by clicking this link. So let's do that. Click Invite as a guest. And I'm going to type my name, Kirk Miller. Email is kirk@DragonFlyAthletics.com. And the guest info is Tom Stone. And that's going to be tstone@fisher.edu. Okay, so this is the name and email address of the person at Fisher that I'm going to trade with. So I'll click Next. And it gives you a picture of the exact invitation that it's going to send to Fisher. So I'll click Next. And then it's going to send that invitation. Now, you will get a copy of this invitation, and the gentleman, Tom, at Fisher will get a copy of the invitation as well. Now, when he receives this invitation, he will simply click on the link that is in the invitation, and that will automatically install the Storm software for him. And you might want to refer him to our training video of how to install the Storm system for his further review. Now, if I scroll down here in the tree, or let's tell you what, let's find Fisher. So if I find Fisher again, you'll notice that they are a guest until 6/11/13. I'm going to click on Fisher football here, and it takes me to them in the tree. And at this point, I can set the permissions to be the way that I want them between us and Fisher. You'll notice that Fisher is giving me full permissions, and I am granting Fisher the ability to list my lockers, to send games to me, but by default, the invitation process does not give them the ability to download lockers from you. And that specifically means, again, that they have the ability to come to your locker room and click the download button. You still can send them games because they are giving you send permissions, but they cannot actually initiate the exchange without the download permission here. So let's click on permissions, and I'm going to go ahead and give them download permission as well. And that's really up to you if you want to do that. So again, guys, in this training video, we've gone over how to set permissions between individual schools. We've covered what the view permission, the download permission, and the send permission do and how they work, as well as covering the invitation process of how to invite a school that is not part of the Storm network. Now don't forget, when you send that invitation to the other school, they will get a link to install the Storm software. Remind them that they will click that link and install the software, and you will need to send them whatever game you want them to have. This concludes this training session. Team, thanks for sticking with me through this tedious process. I'm Kirk Miller with Dragonfly Athletics, and thanks for watching.